I would like to issue an official apology to Kenya's fans. I know I compared y'all to the Barbs on Facebook yesterday. I am so sorry. Please continue to lean in and support me throughout this journey. I am still growing. Thank you. Bitch. What's up, y'all? It's me again, and it's time to lean in. Real Housewives of Atlanta time, Greece. Okay, so this is the episode we've been waiting for. It's finally the girl should be like it took forever to get here, but nonetheless, as you can see, I am in Greece. I came as well. I didn't get a room in the house. I don't play Kenya's game shy, but I am here. So I'm about to enjoy this trip when I finish this recap. Lean in real quick before we get started. Now, last week, I don't know if y'all saw the articles, but apparently the health department came in and they found some issues with that man's restaurant. That man is in Mark Daly. And then they found roaches, child. Now, if you ask me, this is kind of coincidental that there would be an article about health inspection failures and roaches all of a sudden after we didn't see this man act crazy on the TV screen last week. Karma! And if you ask me, Kenya got the roaches about that venue last week that they had that charity event, because I know it had some. She put them in a purse and she dropped them in that man's restaurant in New York. That's very Kenya-like. They didn't got it in the articles, and now here we go. So I don't really know much about that man's restaurant. I hear it's very clean up in there, but it's just mighty crazy that now he got roaches in the restaurant. This episode was hard to watch, not because Kenya was crying upstairs in her room, child, sitting up there pre-making her tears before Candy and Cynthia come in. Not because of that, because Bravo really thought that we were going to feel bad for Kenya. Now, this is not an attack on Kenya, but you got to think about it. She has been in all these women's relationships and their marriages. Like, she has been very, very, very cheerful on a lot of these situations, whether she has been involved or just, kind of beating a dead horse when they're down, like Portia when she was going through a divorce. If you remember when Portia was going through her divorce, what's that child name? Kenya, she used to really antagonize that girl about her marriage and her divorce.
Oh my God, every single time you see Portia, she is talking about this divorce. You're your own woman. Grow a pair and
I know this is fresh, but I'm sorry, Kenya. This is your karma. Karma! Your karma is not your husband being that way with you. I know we can't designate and point karma where it goes. Your karma is this divorce and how now these women have ammunition on your marriage. Of course they're going to let you have it. Look at what you've done. You have two friends. You have Cynthia and Candy. But anybody else, you have been made comments or inserted yourself into their marriages and relationships. So what's going to happen? I'm sorry. Now, as far as this situation with Mark and the Uber, I don't ever hear anything about that. I'm not saying it's not true, but things like that usually get out. And I know Kenya is a media girl. She's going to make sure they got out. So, I don't know, Kenya. That sounds a little weird to me. I mean, why are we just not hearing about this? I'm not saying we know everything, but there's no way you're going to tell me that Kenya and Mark left their own nice charity event and got in an Uber and went home. When there are all these car services with drivers waiting outside for you, there's none that don't even make sense to me. I choose not to believe it. And then him possibly cheating. This is also news to me. I don't know. All season, she's been going back and forth about how, he's been doing some things. I feel like she could have been told us that mess. I mean, I know the Uber thing just happened, but this little incident with the friend that wanted to keep having sex, child, she could have been gay that way. That ain't in the whole bag. So why now? I don't believe Kenya will be over here messing with Tanya and Paul and the cookie lady. Meanwhile, Mark over here cheating. I just don't believe that. I don't think Kenya is that dumb. And so I'm just not going to believe that. No. I think you are really trying to paint this image of Mark. Now, Mark is not a great guy. But let's just leave it on. He's not a great guy. Let's not put it that he is possibly cheating. And he's just so aggressive. I mean, we don't know what's happening when these cameras roll. Like I said last week, child, let me be a little butterfly and let me fly into the room because I want to see what's going on up in the house. Candy Burris, you cannot tell these girls not to talk about This lady's married.
He's called Chrissy. And I'm not talking about Three's Company. For the last 10 years, there have been pervasive rumors about Kim's husband, whether it's Tootie and Fruity or Kim and Chrissy, they exist.
Well, he told me that he's a Broadway actor.
But was he playing Roxy or?
Oh my God.
You cannot, Candy out at the airport, somebody said, please don't talk about the lady. No, you cannot do that. That's your girl now, but after what this girl has done, no. There is no way you just like you do. Marlo was calling for the tea. You already know Marlo finna go in on that marriage, and she wasn't even one of the ones that was done wrong. But it don't even matter. Marlo and Key don't like each other. Girl, stop. Just like Nene said, she should have thought about that before she brought this cookie lady to Tanya's into her relationship, and she didn't. So karma is definitely a bitch. I hate it for Kenya, but these girls are about to rip her a new one. And I'm not going to say it's deserved, but it's going to be quite interesting to watch to see how she handles it on the other side of the fence. It's Greece Day. It's time to go to Greece. I always love when they get to the airport because the energy is always great, like as one-to-one arrives. This season, they didn't really show a lot of the journey to Greece, but it was still a good watch. We saw Mother Diane up here, and Mother Diane is going to watch baby Portia. And at this point, Kenya is not there. Now, when they get to Greece, of course, Kenya pops up. I found it a little crazy that she couldn't have texted nobody. She didn't tell anybody she was on her way. She said she booked the flight, brought baby Brooklyn and the nanny with them, and got a flight to get to Greece. But I just feel I find it kind of weird that she couldn't tell nobody, not even Candy. Candy mentioned it. I've been looking at her like, okay, girl, but I guess they let her slide because she's going through her divorce. Now, when she gets there, everyone's like, oh, okay, she gets on the bus, the energy's cool. They get to the house, they start these little activities. Now, this is where I like Kenya a lot. Kenya is, outside of her crazy and shady and petty personality, she's a really fun girl, I will say. Her thought process and the fun that she does add to the moments that are not so, bad. They're always great. In this case, she created these little activities for the girls to do to get the rooms. We know that every girl trip is the same process. There's always issues with the room. This year, it was fair. They had to complete these challenges. I thought it was hilarious. Nene had to take her eyelashes off and her makeup. She's sitting over there looking dry-faced while the other girls are jumping in the pool, all these activities. Nene really took her makeup off. Now, I would say Nene didn't look bad now. She had her makeup on. But it was cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the eating contest. I was surprised that Marlo actually tried it. Of course, Tanya, quirky, weird ass. Of course, she's going to win. That's all right up her alley. It was just fun. I really enjoyed it. Now, when they move to the next scene, they all get dressed. We find out that, let me go back. Actually, Portia jumping in the pool. I thought she was going to take Nene's room. I was kind of hoping she would to see what Nene was going to say, because Nene said in the car that if she didn't get a good room, she had to share a room, she was going to get a hotel. And we know she would get a hotel. We have seen that one before. But she ended up taking Tanya's room. Obvious choice. I wish it had been somebody else's, but she didn't. Anyway, fast forward to the scene that they have for dinner. Now, I understand why they want Nene to be talk to Kenya, for two reasons. One, they feel like she's been through a divorce and actually made it back from a divorce. Two, because they also want the drama. They probably want her and Kenya to make up. I don't think it's a good idea. I think that you're asking of Nene to talk to this woman who they currently don't really like each other. Nene can say what she wants. They don't like each other. But Kenya's not going to be receptive of that. Like, no, they're not in a place to where even this type of advice or this type of, level of advice or anything would be good for Kenya. No. I get what they were doing. No. And I understand Nene is not the most qualified woman for this topic. Just last year, she was into it with her husband, and he had cancer. And realistically, I understand he was, quote unquote, being mean and being rude because he had, cancer. But at the same time, There are other women that have, Portia has been through divorce, and look at her now. I mean, let's not look at her now because now she dates somebody that's messing with dogs and stuff, child, and cheat. But who else, child? I don't know at this point. I mean, child, that's not good advice either. She got Mike. Nobody's qualified for this, okay? But Nene was not qualified. Let's just say that Nene did not need to be the person that gave this talk to Kenya. So, forcing that upon Kenya, I'm sorry, I side with Kenya in that because, no, if I ain't liking you like that, girl, I don't want to hear no advice from you. No, I don't care how qualifying you are, because you've gone through divorce. No. Kenya does not have to talk to anybody, especially somebody she is beefing with about her marriage. This is not anything new. In season 7, when Claudia wanted to talk to Phaedra about her marriage, what did Phaedra say?
I'm not really going to discuss that with you.
Now, where Kenya lost me again was at the table. Of course, you have Marlo, who's been, I love Marlo this season, but child, it did not seem genuine. You do not care that much. Poor Marlo, child, she just be trying and trying and trying. She be trying her hardest to be so genuine and so sweet. And she is sweet. She's showing a very soft side, but we know damn well she does not give a damn about Kenya's divorce and what she got going on. But for that scene, child, I guess the sisterhood of it. This sisterhood, I'm so tired of sisterhood. Nene, maybe partially genuine, maybe not. Kenya changes the conversation. Nene basically is like, are you okay? Kenya completely disregards the question and thanks everyone that has reached out or I guess shown her some type of support in this moment in time. She does not thank Nene. At this point, whatever comes to Kenya from Nene, it's deserved because, whether genuine or not, Nene has she has extended up to this point 7 olive branches. And it seems like Kenya ain't reaching out. She ain't grabbing the branch. So at this point, I'm sorry. Kenya is looking for the drama. She wants the drama. This episode could have started out really well, but unfortunately, Kenya has set the mood for it to go really, 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 really bad. The least she could have done, which she didn't do, was, just at least thank the girl. She could have made the situation a little better. I'm not saying kiss her ass. Everyone loves Kenya because they say she don't kiss Nene's ass. This was not an example of kissing Nene's ass. I think Nene was genuinely, trying. Cynthia, asked her. I don't think it's very important that Cynthia, lets Kenya know that she is the one that's behind that. Maybe if she had did that, maybe she would have been more accepting of what Nene was trying to offer to her. If anything, Kenya lucky that ain't nobody went in on her marriage. The thing is, everybody knows that she's going through a divorce. The people are being very respectful. They've been a lot more respectful than people have been in the past because when Portia was going through her divorce, Kenya did not want to hear it. She didn't want to hear no tears, no cries. She didn't want to hear nothing, okay? When Cynthia was going through her divorce, people were a little supportive. I don't think anybody did her any kind of way. Kudos to Tanya. She could really be going in on Kenya. Let's not forget that the cookie lady was just here about 2 weeks ago, child. So, if you ask me, Tanya deserves all the kudos, all the claps, because she is the one person that could really wave this divorce in her face. She doesn't. And I see value in that. That's one reason why I really like Tanya. She really is a pure and sweet spirit. Candy, I applaud Candy in this moment because she's finally holding Kenya accountable. Candy got to get rid of that blue raccoon makeup. I'm tired of that blue. That is probably one of the worst confessional looks this season, in my opinion. Honestly, everybody at this point was looking at Kenya like, okay, just talk to me. Just talk to me. They're trying to, I don't think these girls really like to argue and fight like that. I know it's the TV, but you can't tell me that they want to be like that all the time. I'm sure they want to have being in the moment, I'm sure that they want to have a good and fun trip minus the drama. Now, as the viewers, we want the drama, but realistically, they don't want drama like that. But Kenya in this moment, she clearly likes drama. She could have talked to the girl, at least tried to have a conversation. Kenya, you've been ignoring Nene. You've been inviting her husband to stuff. You've been paying her dust. Okay, at this point, y'all are on the girls' trip. She has mentioned that she is concerned. How are you? The least you could do is talk. I just need them to stop forcing this relationship. At this point, I can respect Kenya because at least she keeping the same energy. Nene, get this same energy as Kenya and just don't deal with it. I understand you're trying to be the bigger person. You want to extend these branches. However, match the same energy. Like, at this point, everybody needs to stop trying to make these two be friends. I mean, it's clear now that they don't have any interest at all, even Nene. But in this moment, I wish they would have gave the same energy on this show. Like, I don't like you, period. I don't even damn about your divorce, period. I'm ready for the rest of this Greece trip. This group trip, I hope it is really good. It looks like the next episode that Portia and Nene make up. And then finally, we see this spit child. We got 2 more episodes in Greece, and we're almost to the end of the season. I am ready to see what happens with these girls. Please, 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 end on a good note. Real Housewives of Atlanta, because to be honest, this season has been very lackluster. I've enjoyed some things, but for the most part, the season has been going like this, child. I'm sick, I'm tired, my stomach hurt, and I'm going up and down. It's just been all over the place. Thank y'all for leaning in. I'm about to lean out and enjoy Greece. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And the big question that I have is, should Kenya have at least acknowledged Nene?